Hey everyone. Yeah, again, going to practice this morning. It's like 9:30 a.m. Um, and yeah, getting a kind of a wave of tiredness, but sort of having enough awareness to um, kind of sit with that and realize I probably wouldn't get to sleep if I laid down. So it's more of like something else. Um, when I start meditating, I like to make sure my nostrils are really clear. So just showing up, becoming aware of basic things like feeling my hands on the pillow on my lap, feeling my feet on the floor, feeling my butt on the chair. Um, and I think it's helpful to have something that I consider a formal practice because, like, for example, after I meditated last night, I went to bed and I've definitely burned out by feeling a constant pressure to have a formal practice. So, like, after I finished the meditation session that I recorded last time, then I actually, when I laid down, I just kind of tried to let myself relax, let my mind wander if it wanted to, um, not like be in formal practice. And, but then it does help to have something, that um, helps me to like be like, okay, I'm in formal practice right now, or I'm not in formal practice right now, um, so that I can focus when it's time to focus in that meditative way. It is something that I bring into my life outside formal practice, but um, like formal practice time is like um, a time that's like dedicated to cultivating it. So Yeah, the meditation started out, you know, very like straightforward vipassana, anapana type of thing. Just without really forcing it, just sort of my concentration settled here, especially on the exhalation, feeling the air flow over here. And just sort of actually, I was surprised how long I was staying with that. So that's a good sign of just progress accumulating between sessions. Um, and then, um, so we did the breathing layer, and then the next layer was the the next layer has been more of a um, like an energy meditation, so feeling like the sensations in the body and stuff like that. But this time it kind of skipped that part and it just went into the clenching. And there's a lot of like different subconscious emotion material that comes up in that layer, and I'll get like that involuntary clenching, not actually tremoring, but just clenching. Um, so I just, that part is really those kind of waters, like so to speak, are very hard to navigate for me. Like the earlier layer of the meditation with just the breathing was like honestly kind of pleasant, and I wouldn't have minded just being able to stay in that longer. But this other layer came up, which is also an important layer, um, just way beyond my capacity to navigate very skillfully. I feel like I'm kind of when I'm on that layer, I feel like I'm just like on like a little boat being like you know just thrown all over the place by like giant waves, and you know falling off the boat and trying to like climb back on it and then getting crushed with another wave and like you know barely making it through. Um, so yeah, but yeah, sometimes that's what I found meditation can be, or that's what the inner experience can be. That's what the somatic experience can be. Um, so yeah, so then where do we go from here? Yeah, there's more clenching. I'm gonna try to do some new energy ways again, um, which will be bringing sort of like intentionally bringing myself back to like a layer closer to the breathing layer. Um, just because I don't even know if I'm actually making. I mean, I'm sure I'm making progress and getting experience on this layer that's like kind of beyond my capacity. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, like I was sharing yesterday, the new energy ways stuff. I'm just gonna do it on this finger, just sort of taking this fingertip and tracing it back and forth on. It could be any part of the finger. You could do it anywhere. You could do it on your forearm. You could do circles around the thumb joint or any joint or whatever. Circles on the palm, anywhere on the body. But I'm just gonna do this because it's just a straight line is like good for me just to get back into it. Um, so I'm kind of intently tracing with my awareness, like the feeling of that brushing back and forth as it passes over each finger segment and the crease in between each. with the intention to then replicate that sensation without the physical touch, just using my mind. So, okay, switching to awareness only. And brushing back and forth with awareness. Another thing I want to do is try to activate some energy in my spine. So I'm gonna take my right hand. I'm just gonna put it on my tailbone. Um, and then I'm gonna do like a similar thing where I'm gonna feel the sensation of my fingertips on my tailbone, and then concentrate on that, remember that, and then remove my hand and just concentrate on that with awareness only. So yeah, I'm just awareness targeting my tailbone. So in the spine, I'm looking for kind of like a pleasant tingling sensation. Um, and definitely there's something there. It's a little faint, but definitely there. And it has a way of like when it um, the spine is like a channel, And so like as the tailbone fills with energy, then it starts to like fill up into the sacrum and then fill up, you know, higher. And in the past, that when I've worked at it, it fills pretty quickly, and then it starts to fill the head. Um, but I haven't been doing it lately, so it's feeling a little slow. And it also just takes a lot of patience because, like, first of all, just theoretically, there's a lot of benefits to um, filling the spine and the brain with energy, and then also, it's a nice feeling. It's a nice sensation. So, so it's something like I want it all now, but it's hard to be patient with the time that the practice takes, and then to be consistent with the practice. Um, Also, because of my chronic fatigue issues and my post exertion malaise, I have kind of burned out doing this practice before because I think not really from overdoing it, but just because um, I haven't recovered well from the mental exertion and I've burned out. So hopefully, with some of the new mitochondria support that I'm taking, that um, you know I will stay consistent and you know kind of open this channel again. Yeah, there's been times that I've practiced this for like a couple days consistently, and then I fell off and I lost it and I couldn't get back into it. Also, I think having this channel to practice the meditation on will help me show up for it and have like a formal practice for it. Because this, some of this work is like so delicate and so subtle that it's not something I could do unless I really sit and dedicate the time and space to it. I mean, I think I've been sitting for at least a half hour. So it just takes time for my system to like settle enough to actually, use my mind in such like a delicate, precise way. Um, there's different layers that have to be worked through before this layer can be reached. So, being able to show up on this channel and um, do this way, I can, maybe be able to do this practice more consistently. And I have it all up here, all the theory from all my studying, but I have to actually apply it. That's why I call the channel Applying Meditation. Anyway, I got off of my head, um, but I'm gonna again just take some fingertips and go to my tailbone, and then try to initiate that concentration again. It's hard to do it. It's hard for me to like put my mind where my fingertips are on my tailbone. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there is, you know, clearly a sensation there just from the fingertip contact. Now I'm going to remove my fingertips and just do awareness only on the tailbone and sacrum. Yeah, that's good. I just concentrated in that area pretty well. My mind was doing a lot of thinking as I was doing that concentrating, um, but it went pretty well. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up to like the top of the sacrum and like L5 area, and then just do the same thing with spinal awareness targeting. There we go, making that connection to the feeling of the pressure from my fingertips. My mind wanders off a lot when I try to do this, so this is honestly like pretty hard work when it comes to meditation. This takes a certain kind of work. Yep. Just concentrating, feeling that pressure on the top of the sacrum and L5 vertebrae. They're going to remove the fingertips and go awareness only, same location. Even just like remembering what I'm trying to even do. Sometimes I forget what I was doing 2 seconds later. And that's kind of the, bringing it back to like, oh, I'm trying to concentrate on my like L5 vertebrae area. Sensation is kind of faint. Sometimes I find that I have to just put my awareness on the location, even there might not be like a much of a sensation at the location, so I can get kind of distracted because I'm not really feeling much, and then I remember, oh yeah, is my awareness targeting the location? Because where attention goes, energy flows. So what I've noticed is when I awareness target the location, eventually it will attract energy to that location, and that can be that improves with time. These areas become a lot more responsive to awareness targeting, and um, plus energy accumulates there. So anyhow, that's getting into too much into the theory right now. But yeah, just concentrating on that point, even if there's no sensation, just awareness targeting the location, and then the sensation follows the awareness. That's good. I'm gonna actually just switch to standing and then come back. I think I might be more comfortable standing from here on. Thank you. Be right back. Okay. Another thing I also have is like this is just one of those things that adjusts to the curtains, and I also use this to help with spinal awareness targeting, especially on the vertebrae like higher up that I can't reach with my hands. Um, because yeah, some people can actually reach, and touch their hands in the middle of their back, but I can't do that. So yeah, sometimes I do that too because, let's say for example, touching like if I was brushing with my fingertip, sometimes I would get confused between like the sensation on this fingertip and the sensation on this finger. So what I do is I'll use the one of these or something, and then I'll brush with this just so that what I'm feeling here is 100% sensation on the target area and not getting confused with sensation from the brushing tool. Which my finger, which if that was my finger, I can get confused, especially on the spine because the sensations in my fingertips are a lot more easy to feel than the sensations in my spine at this point. So it's easy to get confused between just feeling my fingertips but not feeling my spine. So using this to initiate awareness targeting my spine helps kind of isolate the sensation in the spine. Um, so I'm going to do that with the L3 area. That's vertebrae associated with the kidneys. Trying to bring my mind back to the feeling of the tip of this thing on my L3 vertebrae area. Set location. Another thing that happens with just like the spinal acupressure that I'm even just doing right now, even though that's not like the main thing I'm focusing on, but it does create some energy flow in the spine, um, even without awareness only awareness targeting, because I can feel like pulses of energy floating up to my head, um, which even though that's actually a good thing, it almost feels a little distracting from what I'm actually trying to do because I'm trying to open up the spine on a deeper level. But yeah, so just basically, I think this is working directly with the spinal energy flow is a very vivid practice, and it makes sense that I'm having a lot of thoughts and insights, and it's just bringing up a lot of different things. So I guess that's a good sign that it's working. But yeah, trying to concentrate so I can then awareness target this L3 vertebrae area with awareness only. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to like keep remembering just to put my mind on the location when there's not a lot of energy there yet. But that's basically just what it comes down to is to put the mind on the location. And initially, it takes time to really activate these energy centers. Which, by the way, Mantak Chia also says that even when people don't feel the energy um, after weeks of practice, they still get results because just by putting their awareness on the location, they're activating energy even if they don't feel it. me personally, it would help me to feel it because then I would, be more like it would sort of reinforce what I was doing. But yeah, um, especially just when we are activating or reactivating these energy centers and reopening these meridians, um, it might just take time of just putting the awareness on the location, and it might take time for sensations to appear. I feel a little something. It comes and goes, and my mind wanders away from it easily. But I definitely feel a little something. It's a great concentration practice. Spinal awareness targeting is a great concentration practice. Um, yeah, the sensation's building. There's like a pleasant tingling sensation that's increasing. So that is very encouraging. Means this is working. And this is just the beginning, just getting into it or getting back into it. You know, there's so much really amazing stuff that can happen with consistent practice. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Okay, my mind wandered off, bring it back. Trying to. It's hard work. I can feel what hard work it is to do this. Definitely. I'm gonna use this to touch like maybe T11 area just to bring the energy up a little higher. And also because I was getting a little bored, a little distracted. So if I could concentrate harder on one point, I could probably accomplish more. But I got a little bored or distracted working on that point, so I am just moving on to another one just to help me stay engaged with what I'm doing. And again, that's like another thing to notice of just um, you know practicing concentration itself. Um, like if you had stronger concentration, you could activate this energy center so much more. But it's really the your ability to concentrate is limited. So that will improve also with practice. Probably faster than you expect it to. And it's hard work to do this with the mind. This is like hard work for the mind, I feel. So just recognizing what hard work it is, but it's good. And it's very rewarding. And then when your concentration becomes stronger and you accumulate more energy, it actually becomes easy. And then, like, your whole life becomes a lot easier. So, trying to concentrate on that point on my spine or on T11. My mind is wandering off like every split second. It's just wandering back off. As soon as I bring my mind back, it's off again. So that's the practice. and it's building that ability to concentrate. And now I'm going to switch to awareness only. Making that mind body connection to the spine, the vertebrae in the spine is like very fundamental for everything that we're going to be doing. But yeah, my mind is wandering off like all over the place. Um, so just choosing to concentrate it. It's also interesting that as I concentrate on T11, I am noticing energy like flow up the rest of my spine, especially noticing waves of energy reaching my head and the back of my neck, my brain stem. Um, so that also is just cool to actually experience that the spine is actually like an energy channel. That doing this like physical or psychic acupressure on the points in the spine is facilitating the flow, and then actually feeling the energy flow. Um, it's pretty cool. So and like if it's hard now, just remembering also that like the next time you show up to this practice, you'll see improvements. Like it'll be easier for you. You'll be better at it. Your concentration will be that much stronger, and that'll continue to progress. So just concentrating on that T11 location, and the sensation is so faint. It's so easy for the mind to just wander off from it because the sensation is so faint, but and it's such hard work to like direct the mental focus to it. Um, gonna move up to like the T7 area. Um, yeah, the spine to me, over the years, I found the spine feels like a long road. Um, Like I get pretty mentally fatigued just, you know, by the time I'm at T11 practicing the way I did. So like, am I gonna do, all the way up to the brainstem in this session? I don't know. I might give myself a break. Um, because you don't have to do it all in one session. You don't have to like open up every energy center all in one session. It's like you put in some practice, and then next time you practice, you get a little better at it, and eventually it's easy for to flow the energy through the spine. Um, it's just difficult in the beginning because concentrating is difficult and there's not as much energy accumulated. Okay, switching to awareness only. Yeah, it's like you know challenging. It's hard work to hold that concentration and to work this concentration. It's hard work, um, but it's very rewarding. Very rewarding practice. I really hope I stay consistent with it. I have so much trauma around, you know, starting a practice like this and then getting the post exertion malaise and then being unable to stay consistent that I almost felt there was no point in trying again until I learned about these mitochondrial supplements that are, you know, make me think I might have a chance to have enough energy to stay consistent. Whoops, my mind wandered off to theory and narrative again, coming back to raw sensation. Actually, I'm kind of starting to need to use the bathroom, so I will actually call it here. In Universal Healing Tao, I know they say to end every practice concentrating on the navel. Um, it's so hard for me to concentrate at all that I'm not incorporating that yet. Um, Once my concentration gets stronger again, then I definitely will do that. But yeah, for now, I'm just giving myself a break on that as I'm just kind of getting back into it. But yeah, generally it's good to concentrate the energy back into the navel. Um, so, anyways, thanks for um, watching, and talk to you next time.